Hey there, welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I am so happy to have back in studio with us our friend Gina Duffy, of course, founder of SheShreds. Welcome back. How are you?
Hey, Chelsea.
It is so nice to have you here. And you brought with you two of your ambassadors.
Yes.
We have Joanna there in the middle, and Marci. You guys are snowboarders, right?
Yep.
And strutting the SheShreds garb, looking good.
The new spring merch.
Right. So exciting to have you guys here, and we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be an ambassador, some of the fun activities coming up for SheShreds, and of course your mission, your vision, all the great things happening. And it's been so cool to watch you guys over the years, and really the platform that you've been given at, was it Weber State that you've spoken at, or
yes,
things like that,
Weber
where people
State.
recognize this, or excuse me, Weber State College, is that what
Weber
they're called?
State University.
The university,
Right
this
in
is
Ogden.
true. Yes,
Lovely
so
Ogden.
all colleges, organizations, people recognizing what you're doing for women in sports and in clothing, and getting out there and saying, hey, we can do it all.
Right.
And I love the grit that you guys have, and really the confidence that you really imbue, I think, in a lot of your apparel, which is so much fun.
Thanks, Chelsea.
So,
And thanks to you for always, continuing to tell our story and supporting us. It means the world to us.
Oh, absolutely. It's so fun to have you here. So, okay, so let's start off first. I kind of brought us into it a little bit, but for those that happen to be newer to SheShreds, give us a brief overview of how it came about and your mission.
So about 4 years ago, my husband and I moved to Powder Mountain from downtown Chicago because we had just had it with city life, and we fell in love with the mountains, and we're big action sports fanatics. And when we got here and I got to be in these sports every day, I just noticed there was so much lacking for females as far as, apparel and gear, and really the main thing was support in a community. So I said to myself and my husband, I have this idea and I want to do something for females in action adventure sports. Nice. And he said, that sounds great. He didn't tell me I was crazy, so I thought maybe I was onto something. And 3 years later, we're just continuing to grow so fast. It's so exciting, and it's hard to keep up sometimes.
Wow, that's really cool. And along the way, you brought on some great ambassadors. So you guys, as I said, you're snowboarders. And what first introduced you guys to SheShreds and really inspired you to be like, man, this is a movement I want to be part of? Joanna.
I met Gina. My son actually snowboards, so we snowboard together a lot. And I met Gina at the Grom Fest up at Powder Mountain. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, I love her, and I want to be a part of this. So
you're like stalking her all day, saying, "What can I do? I want to be part of it." No, I'm just kidding.
No, well, maybe a little.
It's okay. I feel the same way about you.
Yeah, and so I was in an awkward stage in my life. I had an MS relapse, so I wasn't really sure where I fit in the action sports community at that point. And she took me under her wing, and it was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. So
that's so great. What do you enjoy most about being an ambassador?
There is a strong support group of amazing girls from now all over the world, literally everywhere. And if there's a question you have about any action sport, we have a support group, and you can talk to girls and get tips and advice and meet up with them even if you're in their area. So it's awesome.
That's so great. Marci, how were you introduced to Gina?
I actually won a prize pack from SheShreds at an auction, and I was checking out their website and fell in love with their message and what they wanted to do with SheShreds, and definitely loved that they empowered girls to get out and do action and adventure sports.
That's awesome.
So I emailed Gina and said, hey, I want to be an ambassador.
So great. Yeah, and share with us more about the role of an ambassador, because how many do you have now?
I think we have about 175.
That's so great.
Worldwide and in 42 states, and it's been so exciting. Really, the role of the ambassadors is the most important part of the company. They are the heart of the company. These are the girls that are out there every day in these sports, representing us, getting other girls to come and try these sports, and that's the most important thing, and letting them know, hey, there's this big community, and you don't have to be a pro, and you don't have to, be at this high level. You can just, have some fun and goof around, and that's cool too. And there's other girls that are out there doing that, and that's what's been the most important part. And the girls are so great about getting that message across, and that's why we've been growing, and why the ambassador program has been growing so much, because they do such a terrific job. And then the other part of being an ambassador is helping us with the company. We ask them, what do you want us to make? What do you girls need out there that you're not getting currently from other brands and other companies? So, they're a huge part of the company, and I remind them every chance I get to let them know that their voice matters.
Right. And I love that you appeal to not the former athlete or someone that is like the very best at their game, though you do appeal to them, but it's women all across the board, because it sometimes for some reason takes a lot of courage for us to step into the role of an athlete, or getting out there and really getting down and dirty and just loving it, and not feeling any, just apprehension about that for some reason.
And I feel like a lot of times what I've found, as females, we feel like we have to be perfect at everything to just go after something, and you don't. What's so great about these sports is you can do them, and you don't have to be good at them to have fun and have a passion for it. So that's what's so great. Any level can participate in these sports and have fun and have this community around them. So that's the best part. We're all about the everyday girl.
Good. And as part of your mission, what you do, you have these really fun events. You have ladies' nights. You work with many organizations, and I'm sure the ambassadors will be out there at some of these as well. What's coming up, Gina?
Absolutely. Well, every third Wednesday, we are at Flow Rider, Utah in Ogden. And we're with our pro, Dee Daniel. She is the #1 female in the world for Flow Rider, and she coaches the girls for 3 hours straight. If you've never done it before, to girls who are trying to compete, it's super fun. It's a great sport right now in this shoulder season, where it's a little too cold to be out on the lake, but all the resorts have pretty much closed. You're not snowboarding. It's a cool, different board sport to try.
Yeah.
It's a really good workout too, by the way. Ask these girls. So we have that every third Wednesday of the month, and then coming up at the end of June, we have our pro wakeboarder, Taylor McCullough, coming out from Florida. She's the #5 ranked female in the world, and she's going to come out for 2 days of wake clinics, and all the information's on our website.
That's
so
exciting.
We're exciting, and for the clinics too, it's beginner to advanced, so any level is welcome, and it's going to be a fun 2 days.
Yeah, sounds like a blast.
A boat full of girls having fun.
No guys allowed.
No.
Well, maybe Tony, because he drives
well, we
the boat,
need a
right?
driver. Yeah.
That's so great. Well, I wanted to go back for a moment to the Weber State University, and you're working with Professor Dr. Wendy Fox Kirk on a study. What's this about?
Well, I was lucky enough to connect with Wendy, and she is a terrific lady. And her focus at Weber State is mainly on women in leadership. And, sadly, there's just not enough. If you Google women in leadership, there's not a lot that comes up as far as, female executives and things like that, and in politics and those types of things. So I was talking to her about, action sports and how it's, there's a lot of parallels there, and she was really interested in, how action sports might actually help females get into more leadership roles by kind of breaking your own personal barriers and breaking social stereotypes and things like that. And the other thing that we notice is that there's so many girls, in junior high and high school that are dropping out of sports at a really rapid pace. And we're trying to look into that some more as well. And a lot of that has to do with the types of sports that are offered. They're team sports. You have to make the team. You have to, be an athlete at a certain level to participate. And if you're not good enough or you don't fit the mold, then what are your options? So action sports are kind of another option where it's an individual sport. As I mentioned, you don't have to be great, you don't have to make a team, but you can have this awesome community. It helps you build up your courage because you're always pushing past your fears to try new things. To come, cruising down the mountain can be really intimidating, things like that. So there's just so many different angles to it, and we're really in the preliminary stages, but we've already found some really interesting facts, so we want to take it further.
Well, I'm excited to hear more about that.
Absolutely.
For sure. And before we go to a break and go chat about the clothes, which is what I'm pretty thrilled to see some of the new stuff that you guys have. For you ladies, I want to know, what advice would you give to young ladies out there, whether they're 5 or 20 or even 60 for that matter, getting out there and doing stuff that they love? What have you guys found that helps you really overcome that fear? And maybe we're always still working at it, I feel like, it's kind of a process. But what helps you guys to get out there and really own what you love and be, and enjoy it for that matter? Joanna?
I think that mostly just knowing that today it was given to us and tomorrow may not be, to just charge it and do what you can into today, and also to encourage other girls around you, no matter if you know them or you don't know them, to just say, like, come on, let's go, like, let's do something.
And that means a lot when you have a friend and that's what this community does, is they're like, hey, we're doing this, come with us.
Right. Yeah.
So it's so true.
Definitely just trying to get everyone out doing something and having fun, because if you're not having fun, well, then
there's no point. Why are we here? This is true. I wish that's how my math teacher felt. Like, I'm done with this now. Anyway, Marci. Right. Marci, what would you say?
Try to find some girls that ride locally and make friends with them, like meet up with them and shred, and definitely encourage each other like as much as you can, because it's really hard sometimes to ride with guys because it's like, they're like, oh, I'll see you at the bottom, and kind of just leave. So it's definitely nice to ride with more girls.
Yeah, that's so great. Well, thanks for what you ladies do and what you're representing. That is so awesome to see you come with a community like this and to share that genuine love for it. And you can definitely sense that in your admiration for Gina and what she's doing. So that's so cool. I'm not surprised at all. That's why you're always here with us on my show to have you here to talk about this. And we're going to go to a break. Gina, when we get back, we'll chat about some of the apparel and some other things happening with SheShreds. So thank you so much, Marci and Joanna. Nice to have you guys here. We'll be back after this, more with Gina Duffy here on the Mountain Morning Show.